Thompson and St. Croix side by side, racing it out. Who has the faster car to finish this thing? St. Croix is gonna bring it home in first. What a race at the end of that thing. Caution, caution, caution. Come around the corner. Jamie Horne is going to be your winner here at the Mars Properties 200.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Doghouse Racing TV, here for the Group 6 Cup Series on Doghouse Racing TV on your Thursday nights. Thanks for spending it with us. We're out here at Dover this week. Going to be a fun one. The Monster Mile is going to be very quick, action-packed, everything you look for into a Dover race or a mile track like this, but it's going to be an exciting time. I am joined here by my broadcasting partner, Hunter Foley. He is trying to fix some internet issues, and I just got the note that he is back now. See if I can get him in here. Hunter, are you with us up here?
I am here.
Perfect. Good timing.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. I do my best.
I was just going to kick off the introductions for us because I didn't know how long it would take, but I mean, perfect timing with that. But just getting started here, would you like to go ahead and read off some of the sponsors for us while we're out here?
I can make that happen. As always, before we get this thing started, I want to make sure we pay the bills. Thank you, John, for that wonderful introduction. As always, we are here on this wonderful Thursday night for the Group 6 Cup Series, and actually the double sponsor tonight. We are going to be running the Group 6 200 here at the Monster Mile Dover Motor Speedway, so double huge thank you to Group 6. Again, Group 6 is a leading creative agency, and they're passionate about crafting cutting-edge websites, developing dynamic web solutions, and providing top-tier managed hosting services. Their mission is to help businesses of all sizes enhance their online presence. Explore their wide range of services at group6inc.com. That's GROUP, the number 6inc.com, and see how they can drive your digital success. Special thanks again to Group 6 for being our series sponsor for this year and our race sponsor tonight. Again, huge shout out to them for stepping up to the plate. We appreciate it. Doghouse Racing League is also very proud to be sponsored by Shoney's. Shoney's is open daily for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Stop by one of their West Virginia locations to try their freshly prepared legendary breakfast bar and take home a whole strawberry pie. Shoney's delicious food and friendly service since 1947. Out here in the Group 6 Cup Series and the Doghouse Racing League, we are also very proud to be sponsored by Butt Kicker. If you want to take your iRacing or racing sim experience to the next level, be sure you stop by their website at thebuttkicker.com to get the very best in all racing haptics. If you're trying to take your iRacing experience to the next level, or maybe if you're just getting started and want to make sure you get the best, be sure to head on over to Butt Kicker's website and pick yourself up something today. Again, thank you to Butt Kicker for being a longtime supporter and sponsor of the Doghouse Racing League. And as always, we got 9 people out in the chat right now, out in the stream, so thank you all very much for choosing to spend your Thursday night here with us. We appreciate it. The drivers appreciate it. Be sure you subscribe to Doghouse Racing TV if you haven't yet, so you don't miss any of the action that we have going on over here. about to be playoff season over here in the Thursday Night Cup Series, so be sure you don't miss a second of that. Make sure that you leave a like on the stream if you haven't yet, and get in the comments to cheer on your favorite drivers. As always, we'll be reading them. One of our very favorite parts of being up here at the booth. And I know the drivers love to go back and watch it as well. Got BMAC as always. Have a great race, Team BMP. I'm sure Andrew's cheering you on, and co-team BMAC Performance. What is a racing team without a supportive mother?
Absolutely. We talked to JB Horne about that a little bit earlier too.
With all of that said, I think we're going to try to get it over to some of the action over here on the track. These guys are out here getting their practice, getting their qualifying laps in. We're getting ready to kick over to qualifying here in just a minute.
My bad. My talkback mic was off. So we kind of cut each other off there. I was saying that Jamie Horne was talking about shouting at his mom last week, and we definitely appreciate it. It makes this a lot more fun having the moms of Doghouse Racing. I was about to say the dogs of Momhouse Racing. That would have been a little mixed up, but
that's a different thing.
Yeah, that's a different league. Got to pay for that one. But fortunately here, this one is free. Yeah, out here at Dover, a lot of fog settling in here tonight here at Dover Raceway. Out here in Delaware, I mean, you can drive right past it going down the highway and see the big monster guy out front. Pull up the weather here for you. Maybe a little bit bigger than that, though. It's not going to pull up, is it?
Yeah, it kind of sneaks up on you. I remember you and me on our way to Philly, I believe, drove right past the speedway. Not too much going on around it, and all of a sudden there's that giant monster guy, which I'm pretty sure has a name, and I don't remember it right now, and that's embarrassing.
Might be a trivia question we can pop up here on the stream for us, but tonight got 90% humidity, overcast, and 11 mile per hour winds. Definitely going to play a factor in this, especially with these open setups. These guys are working on gear ratios and what gear to hit as they go into the corner. Also, just a very slick track. That track temp at 76 degrees. I'm sorry, 92 degree track temp, 76 ambient temp. Definitely going to play a factor getting these cars just a little bit loose as we're about to head up here into qualifying. But coming out of turn 4 and turn 2, you're going to see a lot of these guys come out, pop the wall. Car feels pretty free in the middle, but once you come out, it's going to get very, very tight.
Yeah, I know we've talked about it before, but at Dover, you can almost sometimes see people trying to use that wall to kind of help rotate them around just a little bit, especially as it gets so tight up there at the very top of the track. I did go look up, I have to admit, what the monster of the Monster Miles name is, and now knowing his name, I feel like a bigger idiot.
Is it Rocky?
No, but it's equally as, I think, more racing.
Gravel.
His name's Miles.
Oh, never got that.
You know, like the Monster Mile.
Yeah, I get it now. I just thought it was gonna be more rock related, but got Tony Martin out here on the track getting his first qualifying lap in. He was the first car out here, trying to put it down as he crosses the stripe for the first time. Looks like he is going to come right back in second place behind Jamie Horne with a really good qualifying time. See if he can capitalize on that. Shouldn't be too much of a difference between first lap and second lap. The big thing is just don't hit the wall. That's easier said than done.
I was going to say, I saw a pretty big variation in our practice times as well. Jamie Horne, our winner from last week at Sonoma, was out there putting down 22.6, 22.614 to be exact. Saw some other drivers out there that were running closer to 24s. So, I mean, it's going to be very interesting to kind of see how everyone wants to negotiate the track here tonight. We talked about it before. Dover, very tough track. You think, very wide mile. Might seem like a little bit easier, but there's a lot of different challenges that come into play here at Dover, and especially with the new update, with the new tires, the new tire model, how long your tires are able to actually stay clean out there. The way the aero affects the cars, especially the way they're going to be trying to stack on the low and high lines here. Definitely going to be interesting to see.
Absolutely. We just saw Eric Warman jump all the way up to that 5th place position. Also saw Justin McMahon, our featured driver of the night, on the thumbnail. Also sponsoring Group 6 Cup Series. and well, the Group 6 in general, Group 6 Inc. But saw him go around right at the stripe, but he's still going to hold on to second place. Got Gary Clune out here trying to improve on his first lap time. Actually, this will be his first lap time. I'm sorry, first one was his out lap. And he's going to move up to 5th place, taking that spot from Eric Warman. So that's a BMP guy getting out there and getting up front. Speaking of BMP, I got Kevin Thompson on his out lap right now. Won both the Atlanta races here. What was that? 2 and 4 weeks ago?
Respectively, yes, sir.
Little call back there. Rack the old
Well
brain.
done.
Gary Clune moving up to that 3rd place spot. That man is fast tonight.
I just saw Adam Thompson went around while he was trying to put down his first lap, and then Tom tried to get out there and get a second lap going, and it looked like he went around again. So he's able to get it back out onto the track successfully this time.
See if we can check in on him as soon as Kevin Thompson crosses the stripe here. See if he can move up. It doesn't look like he's going to make much movement there. Heading over to Adam Thompson. Brings around for his first lap. First lap actually will not count since he did go around, so the second lap's very important.
Ooh, just saw the number 6 machine of Kevin Thompson trying to lock it up and get it back down pit road, and him and the barrels had an argument.
Usually those barrels win those arguments.
They won real good.
Hey, Adam Thompson moving up to 7th place. Yeah, the pit road speed is almost infuriating at a lowly pace of 35 miles per hour, which is kind of ridiculous in my opinion, but got to take it what you get here. But it's going to be hard for these drivers to come off of that turn at the very end, slow all the way down to 35, make sure they don't go too fast. And then also, if we can, I don't know if I have anybody out here on the track to help me out with this, but trying to cycle to a pit lane camera, but the cone when you exit pit lane is actually further than where the wall is for the end of pit road. So you got to maintain that pace speed of 35 miles per hour until you're way past the wall, until you hit the cone, then you can take off. So you might see somebody get caught on speeding here tonight if they're not careful.
Yeah, Dover's one of those tracks, especially with a really good group of guys like we have here, where you can see some pretty long green flag runs, making those green flag pit stops even more important. We've said it before, Group 6 Cup Series is so competitive. I mean, we have seen multiple times races be won off a pit road strategy, and green flag pit stops here get really, really hectic, like you were saying. You have to get that thing slowed down to 35, comes off a really steep embankment to get onto pit road, and then getting back off of pit road, trying to get this thing back going and get up to speed. You have to go right back up that same embankment, and it can be really, really hectic. I think we saw Adam Thompson be a victim of that here not too long ago.
Yeah, definitely a tricky track. We were here on Tuesday night with the ARCA series. That's over on Intensity Broadcasting. If you would like to watch some more Doghouse Racing, they do race on Tuesday nights. Just got the season kicked off. I believe this is our 3rd race, points race that is. Jamie Horne brought it home easily. Guy was out there leading every single lap, but came down to be a good race there at the end. Though I had my fair share of troubles without ARCA car, but not too much experience in the next gens out here at Dover, especially since the update. But before, I remember it was very tricky. You had to be on the throttle coming into the corner, let off for a little bit around mid-corner, and then you're back into it again, and almost letting off again as you're coming out, just a little to help the car really rotate and not get too tight to the wall. So you can see a small pile up between Mike Leftwich, Eric Anderson, Chris Simon, looks like Mark Dumont there.
Yeah, Chris Leftwich was trying to get up there. Looks like he was trying to figure out how to get up to the high lane, and then Eric Anderson ended up kind of wheelbarrowing him there for a while. Adam Thompson in the comments says, "Daggone pit road. I was trying to be cute and it didn't work all 6 times." Well, either way, sure to be a good night. Glad to see Adam has a good sense of humor, as he always does. About the little pit road mishaps. Just a little bit of race information here for you before we get started. We are doing 200 laps here at the Monster Mile at Dover. We are doing stages at 50 and 100. We do not do caution flags for the stages here in the Group 6 Cup Series. It is just for bonus points with playoff time coming up here very, very soon. Every point is going to matter. And we're gonna, other than that, we're just gonna be out here doing 200 laps. I'm expecting to see, I think it's gonna be a very clean race tonight. I think if we're gonna try to throw a line on this, I'm going less than 3 cautions.
Yeah, I think the biggest time you'll see cautions probably gonna be right at the beginning. Everybody's getting used to the cars and cold tires, full tank of fuel, might be a little weird on right at the start. And if there is a caution in the middle, you might see one more after that, but I could see less than 3, less than 2 maybe here tonight, especially with these drivers. But for right now, before we grid up, I'm going to pull a page out of one of my favorite AM stations, 680 The Fans book here, and take a quick break for a little bit of station identification, is what they call it. And we are back. Just had to fix a little thing there I had going on where our series sponsor was not showing up at the top left of your screen, but got that fixed. System we use here is a little bit finicky sometimes, and we're still pretty new to this and learning every single day, so got that fixed real quick. Luckily now, compared to the beginning of the season, for those who watched some of our broadcasts earlier on, we know how to fix some problems now, and that's always a good step in the right direction. Before, we were making mistakes and didn't know how to fix them, but at least we know how to fix our mistakes when they do happen.
Yeah, the start of the Nat Betty Racing crew broadcasting career was not glamorous. I believe we came into our first race, again, here for the Doghouse Racing League, and we were all excited, and ready, we're going to be broadcasters, we're excited, we're fans. And then that was before you had fully finished upgrading that PC. It decided to take a dump on you, and so then I think I ended up trying to do the broadcast, and it pretty much ended up with me, because I didn't know how to operate our streaming software. It pretty much ended up with me just like screen sharing and jumping between different camera angles with my mouse, and yeah, not good.
How dumb were we?
I was really dumb.
Well, I mean, I thought the broadcasting side, that'd be easy, man. Just talking about racing. A lot more to it, but we're figuring it out, and we're about to get gridded up here. So, trying to pull up a grid here for you, and I'll let Hunter read those off to you.
I can certainly do that. Looks like here on the pole position tonight for the Group 6 200 here at Dover International Speedway. I thought it was Dover Motor Speedway. Glad I got that figured out here early on. Pole position tonight is going to go to Jamie Horne, continuing his success from our ARCA race the other night and trying to build off of his win at Sonoma from last week. Second place is going to go to the 24 car of Justin McMahon. Third place is going to be Gary Clune. Fourth place is going to be Zachary Miller in that 90 car. Another BMP car, 2 in the top 5, going to be Kevin Thompson taking the 5th spot. Joe McKnight going to take 6th. Adam Thompson bouncing back from a little qualifying mishap on his first lap, going to get 7th place to start this thing. Eric Warman going to be 8th. Eric Anderson in the 43 car going to be 9th. Chris Simon going to start 10th. Zach Michael going to be starting in 11th. Steve Bonomo takes the 12th position. Adam Gardner going to be starting 13th. Tony Martin has the 14th spot. Mark Dumont is going to be starting 15th. Brandon Trush, newcomer to the Group 6 Cup Series, the Doghouse Racing League, but already been very successful. Second place finish last week at Sonoma, going to be starting 16th. Gary Armijo in his 7 car is going to be starting 17th. And that is the end of all of our qualified drivers. So after that, it will go to practice time. So starting 18th, we're going to have Raymond Rittenhauer the 2nd. Josh Cully is going to take 19th. Tyler Millette 20th. Mike Leftwich 21st, Bill Gentry 22nd, and Michael Dow bringing up the rear for now in 23rd.
they're circling it out. The blimp cam might not be a good strategy for us tonight, as you can see the fog settling in pretty heavily out here in Delaware. But about to get green flag racing here.
Pace car is off. That green flag is in the air. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Group 6 200 at the Monster Mile. Let's get racing. Really good jump off the start there for Jamie Horne, but the 24 car, Justin McMahon doing a really good job of staying with him, trying to stay right on his bumper. Single file up there, up to about 6th for right now. Things definitely a little more jockeying back and forth toward the middle of the pack.
Justin McMahon's already trying to push it as hard as he can to get in front of Jamie Horne. Didn't have a chance to pull up the keys to the race earlier. We will here in a second, but that is going to be one of our keys, is track position here tonight. Once you pit, if it is a green flag stop, you're likely to go 2 laps down here at Dover. So a caution flag in the middle of that would be devastating to a run. If you're about a lap down, you'll probably get your lap back with a wave around, but Justin McMahon making the pass already around Jamie Horne.
Yeah, Dover's going to be, I think we're going to see that kind of come into play more and more as the race goes on. Dover's one of those tracks where tire strategy is going to be very important, especially long-term toward the end of this race. We are doing 200 laps. But one of the things that we started to notice here, big smack off the wall by the number 2 car. He's got Brandon Trush on his inside there. That is going to be your battle for 14th. Anyway, like I was saying, when you have such a long race here, it's so tire heavy to run here depending on your line. With this new update, though, it is really kind of surprising how many more laps you can get out of these tires.
Yeah, I think it makes the drivers drive a little more aggressively too, and trying to get to the front just a little earlier. These guys are stacking up back here. Looking in at number 51 car, Joe McKnight in 6th place right here, trying to get around the 90 car and Zach Miller. Behind him, Adam Thompson looking to make his way around.
Yeah, we've seen before, you can get some speed up there, right up at the very top, almost near the wall here at Dover, but it's so hard to run that line, especially early in a race while you're still trying to warm your tires up without just beating and banging the wall, taking it out of every run. You're starting to see a lot of these drivers really trying to dive it off into the corner, get to the low side. That's where it's going to be the easiest on your tires to make those passes.
Yeah, and a strategy you might see come into play here tonight too is people kind of starting high around the first part of the corner and then dipping low, almost as like a crossover to get around a driver. It might be kind of holding them up there, holding down the low line. You can get a little bit of speed, more speed going into entry, staying just a little bit higher, and then help use the angle of the curve and get out of there quicker and get underneath the car to make a pass down the back stretch or the front stretch.
Yeah. Takes a good driver to do it. There's a lot of momentum you have to carry out, and you got to make sure you don't end up in the wall yourself.
Looking back here at Mark Dumont trying to make a pass right now as he gets around Gary Armijo in that 7 car. Everybody's touching the wall a little bit here.
Everyone's kind of beating and banging right now, trying to figure out what line is going to be where they want to stick around.
That was some net code. The 2 cars going around. That's Tony Martin into the blue 2.
Heard Adam Gardner come over the radio as well. And that is going to stack these guys right back up. Justin McMahon and Jamie Horne were really starting to run away here very early on. Already had about 2.5 seconds on the 3rd place driver, which was Kevin Thompson at the time of the caution. But first caution going to come here 10 laps in. If you decided to ride with me and go less than 3 cautions in this thing, I think your odds just got a little worse.
See if we can cut back here to this caution here. I saw the 2 car blink out just a little bit as he's coming around this corner. Kind of right in the middle here, blinks out a little bit. Our camera loses them. Everybody loses them. And then
someone call a search party.
Yeah, it pops back in right there. Gardner's just going to go right through him, and then nothing Dumont can do. tries to check up, doesn't see him around the whole corner, and just gets into him there.
Definitely an unfortunate way for the cautions to start here at Dover. But it is one of the things that you're going to have to give and take a little bit when you're getting into sim racing, getting into iRacing. I know they have some updates coming out that I know are supposed to be addressing some of the internet issues and connectivity issues that have been seeming like they've been happening a little bit more since the new update, but hopefully that'll get squared away here very soon. Got Sheila Millette in the comments saying good luck number 94. Rooting for Tyler out there. Currently running in 16th, but he is up 4 spots already.
You know, a lot of these guys already had a little bit of practice out here the other night in the ARCA cars. I said earlier with the Tuesday night series on Intensity Broadcasting. But some of these guys, I don't know if Justin was out there. I know Jamie Horne was definitely out there. I believe Adam Thompson was out there. Chris Simon, Stephen Bonomo, Tyler Millette. I remember Tyler Millette because I was trying to get around him all night and I couldn't. So a little bit of practice. ARCA cars are a little bit different. Personally, I'm not like just the biggest fan of the new ARCA cars they have out here. Runs a little bit tighter, so it is a little bit different than how these cars drive, and you can obviously change the setups with the open setups they have here. But regardless, it's learning the track and learning the bumps of the track and the hills and how the corners respond just a little bit more and what you can and can't do. So it does help. If anybody's looking to check out a series to race in Tuesday nights, is a great place to be. I wish I could race on Thursdays, but Tuesdays is the only time I can get with Doghouse and race, and it is a good time.
It is a good time. I'm usually up in the spotter booth for those. Either way, very good time. What is about to be another good time is this green flag that we are about to have. Pace car is off. We are about to get back to green flag racing. It is in the air. Justin McMahon takes the green flag, and we get this thing back going. It's going to be lap 13 as they go around.
Justin McMahon takes off with a good jump there. Guys behind him kind of just stacking up. There was a big checkup somewhere back in the middle of the pack, somewhere around Adam Gardner's way. Kind of created a gap between these guys, but they'll probably close it in here soon.
And it looks like that front pack was able to stick together just a little bit better this time around. Saw Adam Thompson make a big move right there at the start. He was trying to get around the number 90 machine of Zach Miller. Now he's going to be up there trying to battle Gary Clune and get that 4th position away from him.
Just checking in there on Brandon Trush, who was up 5 spots tonight. Had a really good run last week at Sonoma. Finished 2nd place in that Nap Daddy Racing 23 car. Clem Speed shop.
Very difficult track, Sonoma as well. And he was the only one that really seemed like he even had anything for Jamie Horne that night. And of course, when I say had anything, I mean, I think Jamie still won that race by about 12 seconds, but everyone else was 30 seconds away. So good on Brandon.
Justin McMahon just kind of taking it right here. Almost out to a 2nd lead, 3/4 of a second out in front of Kevin Thompson, who's up 3 spots. Part of that BMP team having a lot of success here mid-season, which is good for them because we are approaching playoffs. I just talked to the admins today about how playoffs will work. Just to confirm with myself, playoffs here will be going down to 20 drivers that will be making the playoff run. Points have a soft reset, so realistically, anybody over 20th place will get a boost in points, so they stay over 20th for the rest of the season. But a lot of these drivers looking to try to get in. Some that are in that want to increase their odds there in the beginning playoffs, but you definitely want to go in there on a good run. BMP's been doing that lately.
100%. And you look back to the run they had in Atlanta where they were finishing, everyone was finishing in the top 5. They won the race back-to-back. Kevin Thompson did. And you do also have like the stage breaks and things like that where you're also going to be able to gain some bonus points. So every little bit helps. And I know Team BMP is going to keep working for it, but Justin McMahon out here on a vengeance tonight. Really seems like he's trying to get out front and stay out front here tonight. Got Kathy Trush in the comments saying Team Trush number 23. Love the support of the Doghouse Racing League mothers. It's my favorite thing.
It is. This broadcast would be a lot worse without it.
100%. Just got a notification here. It's like Mark Dumont is having some issues. He's going to be bringing it down pit road. He is slow on the bottom of the track.
It looks like he tagged that wall pretty good. That whole front bumper shaking as he hits the bump. Coming around turn 3, slowing down to that terrible 35-mile-per-hour pace speed.
Yeah, and it just, especially as fast as you can get around this mile track and only being able to go 35 miles an hour down pit road, it's just really, really tough. It looks like he ended up actually having to tow it in. That's going to be very unfortunate for Mark. That's going to cost him several laps, not counting the repairs.
Oh, it's infuriating, that pace speed, man. I mean, you're out here in a race car trying to go as fast as you can, then you're going down to subdivision neighborhood speeds. Looks like Jamie Horne's trying to make a pass here. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
No, you're good. Jamie Horne does look like he's trying to looks like he's trying to do that little switch up. Go high, go low there. Justin McMahon doing a really good job of blocking that off there. And the big thing with Dover is you got to try to carry so much momentum to make those passes. So if somebody gets right in your line and blocks it, like Justin McMahon did right there, a lot of times you're going to lose a lot of momentum and you lose probably about a tenth from where you were just before.
I don't know if anybody else can see this, but turn 3 going into that, just a ton of bumps. You can kind of hear the cars just bouncing over top of them.
Yep.
I know there used to be a lot of bumps coming out of pit road, but I think they've corrected a lot of that through iRacing. Along with the track itself being updated and fixed a little bit. You can see Jamie Horne, lots of bumps coming in here. I do want to circle back to some of our other drivers running through here right now. One, Stephen Bonomo, who had a good run last week, got a little loose in a corner late in the race, kind of made him lose his run, but he was hauling there at Sonoma.
He really was right there at the end. It seemed like at the end of both of the green flag runs we had there at Sonoma, he just had a ton of speed, but Sonoma's so tricky to get around, and if you carry too much speed into one of those 12 turns, I mean, that's pretty much curtains. Even if you don't take any damage, it takes so long to get that thing turned back around. God forbid you end up in the dirt. You're trying to spin those tires to get out. It just takes forever.
You see Josh Cully get around them here. Josh Cully in normal Josh Cully fashion, starting in the back, already up 5 spots for the night. Keep circling through Eric Warman right here in 5th place in that 31 car, trying to work his way around Adam Thompson, seeing if he can clear him here. I think he might. Got to be careful with that slide job because Adam Thompson will have a lot of speed coming out of that corner. Able to do it perfectly, and Warman's going to move up into 4th place. He is up 3 spots for the night.
Some other big movers we got out there as well. Zach Michaels currently up 3 spots, starting 11th, worked his way up to 8th, now sitting in that top 10. I know you mentioned Brandon Trush up 4 spots, starting 16th, is up to 12th. Josh Cully up 5 spots. Tyler Millette up 4 spots, running 16th from 20th. Kevin Thompson actually is up 3 spots. I forgot that he started in 5th, and he's up there in 2nd place. Running up there with Justin McMahon. Looks like Jamie Horne now back in 3rd place now.
And I wonder if it's a game of cat and mouse you're kind of playing there, because we saw Justin McMahon kind of fall back to Jamie Horne a little bit, or maybe it was Jamie Horne catching up to Justin McMahon, but I wonder if there's a little bit of tire saving going on here. And there's some tracks on the circuit too that you have a percentage that iRacing gives you about tire wear. And some tracks will tell you that your tire wear after a 50-lap run is about 91% still. First one that comes to mind is Richmond, as always, for that track. Looks like your tires are good, but they heat up so much that it causes it to mess up the car and the stability of the car a little bit. So not sure if that's going to happen here tonight. I think you'll see a lot of right front wear going into this corner, but definitely something to keep an eye out for as this run goes on, trying to keep those tires cool.
100%. And it's unfortunately also one of those tracks where if we do end up having really long green flag runs, it's not one of those tracks where you could really just kind of let go and let God and fall back and know and guarantee that you're going to be able to fight your way back up to the front quickly with fresh tires. I mean, this track's very difficult to pass at. When you have those situations where you have those green flag runs, and if you've fallen back quite a bit, you're going to lose at least one, probably 2 laps trying to go on a 4-tire stop under green flag. And that can make it even more difficult to fight your way back up to the top.
Yeah, we're watching Josh Cully here trying to get around Brandon Trush on the inside, able to get down under and around him. But I mean, that was a tough little battle for Cully there for a second. And you kind of saw as he went into turn 1, drifted up just a hair. It is difficult when you enter a little bit lower. You do have to get on the brakes a little bit harder. The lower you enter, the tighter that car is going to be getting around the corner. And got to be careful not to drift up too much. But Cully able to do it well, makes that pass. He's in 12th place tonight.
Yeah, up 7 spots. Currently going to be our biggest mover. Zach Michael, I think, is going to take the 2nd spot of that. He's up 5 spots right now, up to 6th, and it looks like he's trying to gain on Eric Warman right here and get his way into the top 5.
Adam Thompson making a move right here underneath of Zach Miller in the 90 car. Can't quite get his nose down. There's a block by the 90 car of Zach Miller. If history tells us anything, Adam Thompson is pretty good at these short tracks. I remember watching him back at Bristol go from laps down to finishing 4th place.
Yeah, it just seems like Adam always hits like a 2nd gear whenever something has happened. Looks like he slid back a couple of spots here in the last couple of laps, but somewhere around like 60% of the way through the race, he finds a 2nd gear and just really turns it on. I know he didn't have the performance that he was looking for in the ARCA race on Tuesday night. Got involved in, I think it was the first caution of the night, right after the first lap. Kind of messed the night up for him, but know he's going to be looking to do big things out here tonight.
Yeah, it's funny you say that about kind of something happens and he hits the 2nd gear. I feel like if I'm his crew chief, I'm going to tell him mean jokes in the middle of the race. Give him a little insult about him and his character, and I don't know, maybe go out there and just hit his car with a hammer, look him straight in the eye.
His character.
Yeah, just drive faster. And then,
insult his character.
Yeah, if the race is going a little too well for him, you might have to get him down a little bit, see if he will make a drive back there.
You know what, Adam? You're not that funny.
Oh, man.
Adam Thompson's one of the funniest people I've ever interviewed.
I love having Adam up here. Come up in the booth. It is a good time.
Justin McMahon not taking this race as a laughing matter. Still out front here. He's got about a half a second lead on the number 6 BMP machine of Kevin Thompson. Jamie Horne now back about a 1.5 seconds on our leader. 4th place is going to be Gary Clune right now, also BMP again. Just really seeing a really great racing out of those guys, especially here in the second half of the season. 2 guys in the top 5 right now. He's about 2.5 seconds back. Zach Michael got around Eric Warman and is now going to be in 5th place. About 5 seconds back. Really starting to see that Dover separation start to happen now. We've got 19 cars on the lead lap right now. Raymond Rittenauer, the 2nd. Oh,
Eric Anderson a little bit on the inside of Chris Simon. Spins him up to the wall. Looked like he was trying to get that inside as hard as he could, and not a lot of room. Spins Simon up the track. Good save by Chris Simon. That's going to set him back to about 16th place, so I don't see a lot of damage on that car.
I just went back and watched that. That was a really great save by Chris. And is going to be able to kind of save his position too. I mean, he's back in 15th now, but not too far back there. We got 19 cars on the lead lap right now. Raymond Rittenauer, the second, going to be your last car on the lead lap right now, about 18 seconds off the pace of the leader. So that's going to put him roughly about 4 to 5 seconds away from being in lap trouble. Mike Leftwich is going to be 2 laps down currently in 20th. Bill Gentry 4 laps down on pit road in 21st. Michael Dow is 22nd and 7 laps down on pit road. And Mark Dumont has called it a night after that argument with the wall about 5 laps ago. And he is going to be back in the trailer and in 23rd.
Pulling up some deltas here between Justin McMahon and Kevin Thompson, the 6th car over the past 6 laps here. Looks like it's about even right now. I mean, McMahon's starting to pull away just a little bit here, maybe gaining about 2 thousandths, or about 1,000. No, I'm sorry, that's 2/10 over Kevin Thompson. Sorry, it's been a long day.
Just one more 0. It's okay. Can happen to the best of us.
Yeah. I had it right in my head. I'm just looking at the numbers and seeing them move and not thinking anymore. Just getting zoned out off moving numbers.
Yeah, it happens, man.
Can't make fun of my dog too much. I'm just as bad with the attention span.
My car has one of those, what do you call it, like heads-up displays where it displays my speed, like right in my line of vision when I'm driving, which is great and fantastic for avoiding speed traps, but I also have the attention span and the attention deficit disorder of, I'm pretty sure, a young squirrel. And seeing the little blinky lights on my windshield, probably not the best.
Yeah, I've driven a car like that, and hard for me to get my brain around that. I remember I drive a very old truck, and my wife got a new vehicle, and just looking at her digital speedometer threw me off, not having a little circle there, and that took me a while to get used to.
Really wanted to have a speedometer tie in there, and I just really missed my opportunity. My brain decided that was when we were going to go blank, but I guess we can just go with that. Justin McMahon doesn't need a speedometer because he's still all the way out in front. There we go. Good job. Professionalism, guys. Increase that lead on Kevin Thompson to about 0.8 of a second at this point. Really starting to put some time on the rest of the pack as well. Raymond Rittenauer, the second, who is currently our last car on the lead lap, now within about 1.5 seconds of going a lap down. Most of the field actually going to be over 10 seconds off of our leader, Justin McMahon. Josh Cully, who is currently our 9th place driver, just a bit over 10 seconds off the pace of Justin McMahon.
Just saw Joe McKnight get up there into the wall. Eric Anderson making his way around him.
Looks like Joe McKnight's trying to kind of fight his way back there a little bit. Ooh, big slowdown by Eric Anderson.
Yeah, I thought he might be hitting there for a second, but
maybe he thought about it and just wasn't able to bring it down. I mean, 53, no one brought it down on that first caution. I mean, I know usually, Dover, you're thinking about lap 60-ish is when you're going to start at least noticing some pretty serious tire fall off.
Oh, those tires got to be barking right now. And speaking of barking, I want to go back to Rittenhauer's sponsor he has on the bottom of your screen there, the Lucky Dogs Doggy Daycare. What a name. Like he is going to be getting past there on the bottom side. Justin McMahon still out here out front. I do have Bill Gentry coming down pit road now, that 4 car.
I think he might have taken it out. I don't know if he was trying to test it or what he's trying to do, but he is bringing it back down here. Bill currently going to be in 21st position, about 14 laps down at this point. But he's going to park it back down on pit road next to Michael Dow, who is going to be in 22nd currently at about 19 laps down.
Oh, we really haven't talked about much tonight. Tyler Millette in the 94 car, currently sitting in 13th place. He's up 7 spots from where he started at earlier tonight. Looking at this pack in front of him, figuring out how he's going to get around it himself.
Yeah, this front pack hasn't changed too terrible much here, especially this top 5. Over the last several laps, we've had some big movers here tonight. I mean, our last guy in the top 5 there, Zach Michael, up from 11th place to get into 5th there. Josh Cully doing just Josh Cully things, up 10 spots from 19th to 9th right now. As our leaders go around the number 2 Miller Lite machine of Tony Martin. Going to put him a lap down. He's going to be our first car a lap down if we do end up with a yellow flag here in this thing. And Christopher Simon going to be our new last car on the lead lap.
Okay. Kevin Thompson has brought this lead down to about 0.2 of a second. So he's trying to pull up to the bumper of Justin McMahon and give him a run here before this green flag pit stop, hopefully, that we have here. Hopefully not a yellow flag pit stop, but you got to think pit stops are coming soon. We just passed a stage break at lap 50. I forgot to announce it, but that was going to go to Justin McMahon. Next stage break is going to be at lap 100.
Yeah, and again, just to reiterate, some leagues will do kind of the official NASCAR rule, I guess it would be, where on a stage break you're going to throw a caution. Everyone's going to go down pit road. We do not do that in the Group 6 Cup Series. It is just for points, but the playoffs coming up, every little bit definitely does help, and so does lead laps, and Justin McMahon has done plenty of that here tonight. But Kevin Thompson, like you said, is starting to close in there. Got that lead under half a second. It was as low as 0.2 there that last lap. Jamie Horne looks like he's also starting to kind of kick it back up here. He's been sitting pretty comfortably at about 1.5 seconds back in 3rd place. Cut that by 0.3 this last lap.
And the separation between him and Gary Clune about 1 second away, and then you have to go all the way back about 3 more seconds till you get to Zach Michael in the 34 car. So got some separation going on here right now as the race goes on. Trying to see if we have any close battles. I see Brandon Trush, Tyler Millette kind of pulling up together. Millette able to get around Brandon Trush, and he's trying to hunt down Eric Anderson for that 10th place spot.
And it looks like we have Bill Gentry back out there on the track, and he was looking really, really fast there. It looks like he was trying to work his way around Brandon Trush there. Is going to be able to.
Yeah, those fresh tires are going to help him out a ton getting around here. You can kind of see the difference between fresh tires and how much bad tires have for you here at the track. Adam Thompson working his way around Zach Miller.
Just heard Adam come over the radio and say, Zach, I'm not trying to push this too hard. If I have the opening, I have the opening. I'm sure your tires are barking too.
Everybody's tires are barking.
Dogs are barking. The tires are barking. Raymond Rittenauer, the second's car, is barking.
Lucky dogs, doggy daycare. I love it.
And now that you say that, Raymond only 2 spots actually back from being our lucky dog. So he would be the lucky dog in Lucky Dog's doggy daycare. God, at least say that 3 times fast.
That might get taken here pretty soon if McMahon's able to get around Steve Bonomo, who is the next car victim to being a lap down. You see McMahon pulling up to Bonomo right now. Closing the distance between him and Bonomo, and also furthering it between him and Kevin Thompson. So he's definitely stepped on it just a little bit here.
Yeah, Kevin Thompson back to about 0.8 in terms of his relation to Justin McMahon. Jamie Horne was kind of pulling it in there for a second. He's back out to about 1.4 seconds back. Down to only 15 cars on the lead lap now at this point. And that is going to change Well, I guess it did just change. Now that Steve Bonomo is a lap down. Gary Armijo going to be our new last car in the lead lap. He's going to be about 4 seconds in front of Justin McMahon there.
Got Jamie Horne bringing it down pit road. It's like Adam Thompson also coming down pit road as well.
Steven Bonomo also calling out that he's going to be bringing it down. See the 51 machine there. Oh, I think Justin wanted to bring it down there and he wasn't able to. He got blocked out.
He's going to fall back to a few spots because of that.
That's unfortunate. Joe McKnight had already got it slowed down and was on the bottom, and Justin was trying to wait until the last second to drop it down onto pit road, and he did not have the space. That is going to give the race lead for the first time here tonight to Kevin Thompson. Gary Clune going to be running in second place, so a BMP 1 and 2 currently. And Zach Michael and Eric Warman going to move up into third and fourth as Justin McMahon is able to successfully bring it down pit road this time by.
Yeah, super unfortunate for him, man. He was having such a good run. I still think he'll be able to get back out there, and I mean, he's going to come out about 2 laps down, but I think he'll cycle out of this and still hold on to that third place spot and probably even run down some of these leaders. It's going to be a lot harder to take the stage win here, though.
Definitely. See Brandon Trush coming off pit road right now. I think he might have been trying to get some damage repaired. He seemed like he was down there for a pretty good while. He's actually going to lose 3 laps as part of that green flag stop. I believe your only cars out there right now who have not yet pitted is going to be Kevin Thompson, Gary Clune, Zach Michael, Eric Warman, Tyler Willett, Adam Gardner have all not brought it down pit road just yet. I think Gary Armijo might be the first car that's come down.
See if we can pull up pit strategies right here at the bottom of your screen. Armijo pitted on, it's like lap 10 last.
Oh, so he hadn't brought it down yet. Just saw Eric Anderson coming off of pit road. Green flag stops are going to put him 2 laps down as well. Mike Leftwich entering pit road now.
And that's Jamie Horne getting his lap back the old-fashioned way there.
All right, saying there's your fresh tires versus old tires right there. I mean, just such a noticeable difference. Adam Gardner calling out that he's going to be pitting it in this time by.
Oh, I think he's going to miss the pit entry there. Coming a little too hot. Had to dive out in the last second. Gary Clune gets around your leader. He's going to be your new leader now.
Adam's trying to get it woed down this time to try to bring it in. Unfortunately for him, going to lose a ton of time as part of that. Gary Clune going to take the race lead here, though, for the first time tonight. Get some laps led. Got BMAC in the comments. Looking good. Kevin and Gary running 1 and 2 right now for Team BMP. Also, for any of our potential baseball fans out there tonight, I did just get the notification that Josh Naylor is going to the Mariners.
That's what my phone vibrated for too. Looks like Gary Clune's going to bring it in this time around. He was kind of making some distance between him and Kevin Thompson there. Kevin Thompson right behind him. Those guys on the same strategy, same team.
Love to see that teamwork there.
It's going to make Zach Michael your new leader. 10 spots tonight for the lead.
I don't believe Zach's come in yet, so I mean, he's got to be, those tires have got to be hurting right now, but
yeah, I think your first one that has pitted already is going to be Jamie Horne, followed by Justin McMahon getting his lap back as well, the old-fashioned way, passing the leader. And they're hoping by the time this thing cycles out, they will be right behind the leaders or maybe even in front of them, depending on how their pit stop goes.
Yeah, we talked about at the very beginning of this race. I mean, green flag pit stops are so hectic here. You got to get it woed down. It might have other people. We saw, Justin McMahon been running pretty much a perfect race to this point. Unfortunately, had that pit road mishap there, not able to get down pit road. Saw Adam Gardner miss entry the first time around, and that just costs you so much time, especially here when the track's only a mile long. These guys are burning it up out there. I mean, you have to think that even just a simple miss of pit road, I mean, that's pretty much chalking you up to missing a lap right there.
It looks like they're going to cycle out here because Armijo and Kevin Thompson off of pit road now. And Armijo, Gary Klume off pit road. Not sure why it's still showing them a lap down. They should be on the lead lap now between Jamie Horne and Justin McMahon. Oh,
I'm currently showing
because the top four have not pitted. That's right. I'm sorry.
Yep.
But that does put them right back in front of Clune and Thompson, and McMahon still in a good spot trying to chase down Jamie Horne. These top four guys do have to pit. I believe Armijo did come down lap 10. He probably took a splash of fuel there, so he's able to go a little bit longer.
At top four, you got Zach Michael leading this thing. Got Eric Warman about 3.3 seconds behind him. Then Tyler Millette and Gary Armijo 14 and 22 seconds back, respectively. So we talked about the pit road strategy, and if you're Zach Michael or Eric Warman, you got to be thinking, okay, we went a little bit longer on this thing. Probably got to fresh your tires toward the end. You've got a lap pretty much on the entire rest of the field, so you're probably going to come out of this thing in a pretty good position. But for Tyler and Gary, this is kind of a scary spot to be in, being 15 seconds, 22 seconds off the lead and still having to pit. I mean, Gary Armijo's unfortunately in the spot where as soon as he comes down pit road, if Zach Michael stays out, he pretty much immediately goes a lap down before he even gets to a stall.
Yeah, for sure. Watching Justin McMahon get around Tony Martin there, kind of clips the wall. Nothing hurt but the sponsors on the side. I'm trying to, let's go to your race leader here. Zach Michael kind of dealing with some traffic. A lot of traffic around there.
Yeah, you can see Zach up there in the 34 machine. He's in the battling. He's got the number 9 machine, Stephen Bonomo there. I believe that is going to be the 133 of Raymond Rittenhauer the second. That he's also up there battling with, and you got to think at this point too. I mean, he's trying to get around some lap cars, but all of them are going to have fresh tires.
Yep, absolutely. I'm trying to do the math in my head and figure it out. Like, is there a chance that if he rides this out and then pits and then waits to pit again, will he maybe cycle out ahead like he is now? There's definitely a chance.
I mean, having a lap on pretty much the entire field is definitely going to not hurt things. I think it depends a lot on where Eric Warman decides that he needs to pit and what sort of strategy Tyler and Gary come up with as well in the position that they find themselves in. Another little bit of news as well. Looks like Joe McKnight was running a really good race. Started in 6th place. Unfortunately, found himself kind of falling back a little as the race went on, but he has called it a night and will find himself back in the 20th position. 14 laps down, but that will be increasing.
Yeah, I pulled up the deltas here between Zach Michael and Jamie Horne over the past 6 laps here. You can kind of see it's decreasing about 4 seconds over the last 6. So they are catching them, but not as fast as I thought they would be on fresh tires. Maybe they're kind of holding off for a second, making this second run a little longer.
I could definitely see that, and I think if you're in that position, you almost kind of have to do that at this point, because you want to make sure that when these guys do end up coming down pit road, you still have plenty of tires to just really get after it and get as much time back as you can. Because especially the way this thing's been shaping up, it's not looking like there's going to be a whole lot of cautions.
Yeah, I mean, Zach Michael is on a roll right now, and he's kind of leaving Eric Warman behind him. Not even close. And behind him, Tyler Millette, 18.5 seconds back. I wonder if he can stretch it to 100 laps and make this a two-stop race.
That would be pretty crazy, especially if he can still actually make it to the end. Got Daniel Wilkerson in the comments. Top 4 must be trying a one-stop strategy.
I'm sorry, yeah, one stop, not two stop. My apologies.
That would be kind of crazy, especially here at Dover, the way these tires are working. You can see Zach is kind of in there now. He's got some cars mixed in to the lap traffic there. There is Adam Thompson getting one of his laps back the old-fashioned way. And he's got Brandon Trush, 2 cars behind him. Also going to be looking to do the same thing. Got the 90 of Zach Miller back there as well. He's also trying to get one of his laps back.
Yeah, we're sitting here with Zach Michael in the cockpit cam now, and it doesn't seem like he's pushing it all the way, trying to save that fuel as he's coming off the stretches. Very easy on the throttle. Keeping it down at 5th gear the entire time. I don't know if anybody else is actually changing gears here at this track. But it definitely helps keep it in 5th, wide in 5th, and just easy on the throttle. Don't let your wheel do too much work. Let the track do all the work for you. You know, the track's banked. It's going to help your car turn regardless of going through a left-hand turn. So trying to keep that wheel tape straight, keep the wheels underneath it.
Oh, almost 3 wide there behind the race leader. Got Steven Bonomo there. Got the 56 of Adam Gardner and the 133 Raymond Rittenauer. They're all trying to work their way around. Oh, it looks like Bonomo's starting to get around. I think he saved it.
I was trying to find the names to cut over to it.
Adam Gardner was all the way on the bottom. They were kind of 3 wide right there. It looked like they didn't touch on my screen. Could have been a little bit of net code. But 3 wide on entry here at Dover is a risky play. Just heard the 7 machine of Gary Armijo come over the radio. He's going to be bringing it down right now. Looks like Tyler Millette's going to be doing the same thing.
Well, we saw Armijo pit on lap 10. So he had a little bit more fuel in the tank than the rest of these guys, but Zach Michael, Eric Warman, Tyler Millette, I don't think they had pitted yet. I mean, they can stretch it 100 laps. I don't think they're going to get much more than 100 laps. Seeing that these guys are pitting now, but so I
just heard Warman come over the radio and say that he's going to be coming in this time by. Still no movement from Zach Michael to bring it down.
Yeah, hop into the cockpit here with Jamie Horne. You can see he's in 4th gear here. Let those RPMs get all the way to the top. You want your RPMs to just be capping out, kind of as you hear there in the background as soon as you get into the corner. That way you're getting the most speed possible out of that gear.
And as we did just past lap 100 there, that is our 2nd stage. 4 points of the race here in the Group 6 200 here at Dover International Speedway. Congratulations to Zach Michael for those bonus points. All due to that wonderful risky pit strategy that he is running as he comes into lap 105 without having pitted yet. He has the entire field at least 1 lap down.
Yeah, it looks like Justin McMahon's kind of babying it through there too, trying to save a little bit of fuel if possible, but coming over here to Zach Michael. Very easy on the throttle, and then we'll cut to Jamie Horne. Watch his RPMs cut up higher to the top. He's riding around in fourth gear, so he's going to have to try to get around and get as far out as possible in front of Zach
Michael just came over the radio and is finally bringing it down after 106 laps. Oh, Brandon Trush and I think that was, golly, who was that? Almost got together. I think it was Zach Miller while they were trying to check up to let Zach Miller get down pit road. Again, also did just want to mention here on lap 100, big shout out to Group 6 as we can cut over to the number 24, Justin McMahon, who's now going to be back up in third place and on the lead lap. And there's a yellow flag.
Oh no. This throws Zach Michael's whole strategy out the window. As well as the whole top four there. Not what I wanted to see.
That just made things very, very interesting. And Zach Michael just now bringing it off the pit road as well. What ended up happening there?
See if we can cut back to the replay here.
Well, he's cutting back to that again. Just wanted to say huge shout out to Group 6 for not only being our series sponsor here in the Doghouse Racing League for the Thursday Night Cup Series, but also stepping up and sponsoring the race tonight. Group 6, we very much appreciate you. And if anybody needs any sort of website, web solutions, hosting services, Group 6 is the creative agency for you. Be sure to head on over their website again. That's group6inc.com and check them out. And tell them that the Doghouse Racing League sent you.
See if we can cut back here to the action. What happened? Looking at Chris Simon, that 21 car. I'm not sure if he just slid. Looks like Bonomo gets underneath him. There's a little bit of slide there. I don't know if there was any contact from netcode or if that was just a slide. That's unfortunate for Steve Bonomo, going to get into the side of him there. And it spins Simon all the way around. Trying to see if there's any looks of contact from netcode. I don't know, man. I don't know if he just got loose or what. They definitely did not touch physically, but we know how these servers can kind of go.
That just made this race a whole lot more interesting, too. And we are seeing some guys come down pit road here. Steven Bonomo, Adam Gardner, Chris Simon, Eric Warman, Eric Anderson, Mike Leftwich.
Yeah, it looks like pretty much all the leaders are going to bring it down pit road. I don't know if Thompson and Clune did, but I would think you would want to in this situation just to put you on the same cycle as Zach Michael. Don't have to worry about pitting again. You can just ride it out to the very end.
Yeah, if nothing else, I mean, I guess Zach Michael can still take comfort in that. I mean, running a strategy like that, I mean, you're kind of forcing everybody else's hand. So at this point, you were going to have fresher tires than the entire field and going to be up there, you know, running with the leaders.
I think when he cycled out, he may have been a lap down after the cycle. Here at Dover, you go about 2 laps down when you pit. So he would have went probably a lap down from that, but got it back at the very end when everybody else had to pit. But with all this changes and shakeups, man, it's kind of even playing field back again. And if you're Justin McMahon, you got to feel pretty good about that. He was fast
100%.
Here for the first stage.
Yeah, 100%. I know it's going to be a little hectic out here. You got so many different things going on. You got people down on pit road when the caution came out. You had people laps down. You had people that were getting their laps back. And Seems especially after this last update, that kind of makes iRacing start pulling its hair out.
Trying to figure
And I
out
think-
if we got them lined up or not. The old trusty blimp cam is not so trusty tonight, trying to cut through the fog.
Yeah, they are.
Ooh.
They are still out there trying to sort this whole thing out right now, and I'm listening to the radio right now, and it is hectic out there.
I can imagine so. A lot of passing on the high side, low side, middle side, underside, overside.
Yeah, they are still trying to get this thing sorted out. You see people trying to get their laps back, and people that were supposed to be on the lead lap now aren't. It is a little bit of a mess out there. Please forgive the standings on the side of the screen. It is going to take us a second to sort this whole thing out, and then realistically, once we get this thing back ready to go green, everyone gets in their positions. Jamie's probably going to have to be scrambling to try to clear 20 different black flags. Also, while still trying to run a very fast race car that's currently going to be, well, at least currently running in fourth.
Do we have it figured out? Still got lights on the track.
Yeah, we're getting there.
See if the pace lights go off this time around here. There they are. Pace lights are off, so we are going green this next time by. Your leader is going to be Kevin Thompson on his outside. His teammate Gary Clune. Zach Michael in third place. Jamie Horne in fourth. The row behind them is going to be made up of Just McMahon and Josh Cully, who was up 13 spots tonight. Behind them, you have Adam Thompson and Zach Miller. I think Zach Miller's going to have to start behind Adam Thompson. He'll pull up here, but yeah, it looks like we're going to be starting our longest line there, starting from Zach Miller. But I mean, that's a stacked pack there in the top, man. That's going to be some fun racing. Going to have to think very quick here at the Monster Mile.
Yeah, 100%, especially on these restarts. These restarts come so quickly, and everyone's going to be trying to get going here. This is going to be, I do not envy Jamie Horne here. He's probably going to have to be figuring out some black flag clearances. Looks like Bill Gutry actually got that taken care of. He had to clear
Gary Clune.
13 of them.
Very slow on the restart from Gary Clune. Justin Mann's going to get around. Horne got held up for a second. He's going to work his way around.
Yeah, that 88 of Josh Cully. Looks like he might have gotten a little bit of a slow start to him, and Adam Thompson going to be down there on the low side. They're going to be battling it out. They're both fighting for those top 5 positions. It's like Jamie's gotten on the inside of Justin McMahon, trying to work his way around. Here goes Josh Cully, trying to get on the inside of Adam Thompson. He's going to make the pass. He's now in the top 5.
Zach Michael making his way around the leader, trying to get his spot back. He's feeling good here tonight.
Look at these guys dancing around. Jamie Horne to the inside there of Kevin Thompson. Oh, and the inside lane got a full head of steam there. It's like Kevin Thompson might have been a little bit slow there. And he's going to fall all the way back to, I believe that's going to be 6th at this point.
Josh Cully making a move around Justin McMahon here.
Looks like those guys that are really able to stick it to that low line, especially on the entry and exit, are really able to carry a ton of speed through there.
Yeah, and it might be a little bit of not wanting to tear it up on that high side. Justin got stuck out there on that high side for a little bit. Same with Kevin Thompson. You can burn them up trying to push it through there too hard. You don't want to stay up there too long if you don't have to, but if you are up there, you definitely don't want to push it too hard and burn your tires up early on in this second stint here, realistically the second stint.
We still have plenty of racing left here to do tonight. Still got 82 laps to go. Currently going to have 10 cars on the lead lap, with Eric Warman being your last car on the lead lap. First car a lap down currently is going to be the 56 machine of Adam Gardner. He's going to be in the position for a lucky dog if we do end up having another caution. From there, you're going to have all the way back to 15th. Is going to be a single lap down. 16th and 17th, Chris Simon and Tyler Millett are 2 laps down. Mike Leftwich is 4 laps down in 18th. And then it is Bill Gentry, who is, I believe, the last car on the track in 19th, 15 laps down. Tony Martin, Joe McKnight, Michael Dow, and Mark Dumont have called it a night. Up toward the front, we have a new leader. Jamie Horne has taken the race lead, and Josh Culling, the 88 machine, is in second place. Justin McMahon going to get third place away from Zach Michael. Adam Thompson going to be in fifth, and looks like he's trying to figure out a way to get around Zach Michael.
What a flashback over here to Josh Cully, as he looks like he's trying to do that little crossover technique. If he can get it down to the low side quick enough and get a good drive out. Jamie Horne is just very fast right now. I think man behind watching this, probably pretty frustrated seeing it, trying to find a lane to pass. He's going to close off that lane. Not going to be able to make it stick, I don't think, coming out of this corner.
Dustin was trying to get his nose down on Josh Cully and try to find a way for second place there. Not quite able to get it that time by. Adam Thompson worked his way around Zach Michael. He's going to be in fourth place now, trying to run down these leaders.
McMahon able to finally get around Josh Cully. He's got to chase down Jamie Horne now. He's built out a half a second lead. Stepping back here to Kevin Thompson, was leading this thing for a bit. He's back in sixth place now. Teammate Gary Clune right behind him.
So funny how Dover works, man. I mean, we've got both of our guys in the top 2 right now started there. First and second, right back from where they started this race. Josh Cully up 16 spots. Biggest mover of the night currently. Up in third place and trying to gain on Justin McMahon there and get competitive for those top 2 spots. And then Adam Thompson started in 7th. He's up there in 4th, and looks like he's got a really good head of speed right now too. I think maybe that crew chief might have taken your strategy from earlier.
Yeah, he probably called him a mean name or something like that. Took all the straws from his Capri Suns and threw them away.
Took all of his beer out of the fridge, put it on the lukewarm counter. Again, thank you to everyone who's joining us for a very exciting night of racing here in the Group 6 Cup Series for the Group 6 200 at Dover International. Got 17 people out there in the stream right now. Thank you all so much for spending your Thursday night with us. We appreciate it, and the drivers appreciate it. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you haven't had a chance to do that yet. It means a lot to us. It means a lot to the channel and to the league. Leave a like if you haven't yet as well, and get in the comments and let's hear some hooting and hollering for these guys, as we're going to be coming up to 70 laps to go here in just a few seconds.
Yeah, with that said, I think we're going to take a quick break and let the race do some of the talking. Shout out to Intensity Broadcasting. They do a little segment like this on theirs. We love what Josh does over there, taking a lot of notes from him. So we'll shut up for a second, let you enjoy some racing. Coming back here to some racing action. Justin McMahon trying to close that gap, gets it down to about 4/10. Kind of falling back in the corners just a little bit. We'll try to pull up some sectors for you between Jamie Horne and Justin McMahon. See that last lap, McMahon's just a little bit faster to reach, but this one coming on turn 1 and 2 just a little slower.
You can already see that they're starting to get some separation on Josh Kelly and Adam Thompson. Jamie Horne and Justin McMahon just really, really tough to beat tonight. Josh Kelly now 1.8 seconds back in 3rd place. Adam Thompson 2.4 seconds back in 4th. Zach Michaels still hanging in there, 3.2 seconds back in the 5th position. Do we have any sort of fun name for that racing break?
Absolutely not. I found that image off the internet and decided to use it tonight, but I would love to get a name for it. Seeing it on TV, also seeing Intensity Broadcasting do it, thought it was a great idea. You know, just workshopping a few things.
I love it. I threw a comment in there saying that we were also open to crowdsourcing for fun names for the racing break.
Sorry, our audio volume is probably way too loud into that, so I got to turn it back down. But just out here causing some noise pollution.
What is racing for, if not for a little bit of extra noise pollution?
Absolutely. It's like our closest battle on the track right now is these two cars here between Eric Anderson and this Adam Gardner in front of him. So my results are showing Zach Miller, Adam Gardner a lap down though.
That is correct, I believe. I think Adam Gardner's our first car a lap down. Currently going to be running in 11th place as far as position on the track. Eric Anderson actually still on the lead lap. He's currently running in 9th, which is exactly where he started the race.
I will say tonight's people that are out for the rest of the night: Joe McKnight, Michael Dow, Mark Dumont. With that said, I'm going to get this tower on the left to stop rotating so you can see your top 20 for here on out. Tony Martin also out. Looks like he's going to be in 20th. Jamie Horne kind of building that lead back out up to about 8/10 now. Somewhere between 7 and 8/10.
Just starting to put time on the entire field too is what we saw kind of happen towards the end of that last green flag run. I mean, leaders are just able to build so much momentum with that clean air out there. It just makes it so hard to run them down and do anything. Dover already a really difficult place to pass at, and then you add in they just have so much clean air out there. It's just going to make it so hard to run them down, especially as fast as those cars are tonight.
Absolutely. Sitting here on the front bumper with Kevin Thompson as he chases down Zach Michael. Both those guys falling back just a little bit from earlier. Thompson started out this restart in 1st place, fell back to 6th almost immediately. Getting trapped up on that high side, not able to get his lane, but he's trying to make up some time as he's approaching Zach Michael, and Zach Michael looks like he's coming up on Adam Thompson.
Yeah, you got to wonder too, especially at this point in the race. These guys are thinking that they don't want to have to pit again if they don't have to. Some of these guys might have already taken all their tires, realistically, depending on the situation or pit road strategy that they had to use, courtesy of Zach Michael's very impressive long run. So you might be out here on your last set of tires and really having to save. You never know what these guys are going to be dealing with right now.
Yeah, if it is 3 sets of tires tonight, if it is, I'm not sure what the tire amount is, but if it is, I think you'll see everybody come down pit road if something were to happen here in the next 10 to 20, 25 laps.
Maybe, 100%.
Maybe even past that, just take right sides if it's the last few laps, maintain that track position. But again, I'm not sure how much that left rear has to, or that left tire has to play. It could be more to take all 4 here, and it could hurt you.
Yeah, so I was trying to think. I feel kind of dumb for not remembering this. I was spotting for you on Tuesday night for the Archie series, but following it was about a 60 lap run, green flag. I want to say your right front was somewhere around 60%.
Yeah, it's just because I don't have to drive though. Those cars are a little bit different too. I mean, to me, it feels like you're driving a tank. How tight they are, and a lot of grip, downforce with it. But it's just we went from Tuesday nights driving to Gen 4 cars, which are now legacy cars, and those things are very dependent on that right rear driving off corners, and very loose setups. Now a little tight, and it's fun. Don't get me wrong, I love it. I love the change and everything. It's a learning curve for me.
Starting to see some movement out of these guys here. It's like Adam Thompson stuck up on the top of the track, and Zach Michaels trying to get around him, get his way into the top four, and it's looking like Kevin Thompson's trying to follow him there. Adam doing a good job of maintaining there, but he's going to touch the wall just a little bit. Zach Michaels is going to move up into the fourth position.
Kevin Thompson tried to flash low there for a second, couldn't get his nose down there in time, and backs off. He's still kind of peeking around the bottom side. They go under that walkway just before turn 3. I've heard a rumor that you can actually get seats in that walkway and watch the race from there. Maybe it's not seats. Maybe you could just stand there and watch. I'm not sure, but
that seems pretty cool.
I feel like the thing would shake the whole time this car is going underneath it like that.
Yeah, that would give me the heebie-jeebies, but still be really cool. I mean, talk about best seats in the house. That's awesome. But here goes Kevin Thompson. He's going to work his way around Adam Thompson and get his way into the top 5. It's going to put Adam Thompson out of the top 5. Then I actually just heard Adam come over the radio and said that he's going to lift and let Gary Kloon take the spot.
He's falling all the way back. I don't know if he's got some damage, just trying to save up. That's not going to help his case there at all. He tags the wall.
Pretty good pop off the wall there.
We know how fragile these cars are and can be.
It is also looking like everyone's able to stick it a little bit closer together this time. Still a lot of separation. I mean, you're going to expect that out of Dover on a long green flag run, but Eric Warman's going to be our last car in the lead lap, and he's still less than 10 seconds away from the race leader. Probably going to get pretty close to it this next lap by, but I mean, by this point in the last green flag run, I mean, we had people that were approaching 14, 15 seconds behind.
Yeah, and if you're Adam Gardner, Gary Armijo, Brandon Trush, Team Bonomo, you're here fighting for that lucky dog spot still. We'll try to cut back to them. Gardner in front of Warman right now.
Gardner going to be that first car on the first car a lap down, going to be in that lucky dog spot. And then Gary Armijo and Brandon Trush going to be a little bit further back there, unfortunately for them. Got a long way to go to try to get any sort of spot away from Adam Gardner to get that lap back.
Yeah, I'm showing, looks like Armijo's about 2 seconds behind Adam Gardner. He's bringing in a lot closer there. I don't know if Gardner popped the wall or what. Down to a second and a half now, but Brandon Trush about 9 seconds back behind Adam Gardner. Kevin Thompson, Gary Kloon bringing it down pit road. They did not pit under that yellow flag. So they are going to bring it down, have some fresh tires coming out of here. Going to have to make up a lot of time, hoping for a caution here at the very end.
Looks like Brandon Trush doing the same thing, also bringing it down pit road. And now if you're those guys now, you've got to pray that this thing goes green for the rest of this race.
Well, I don't think these leaders have to pit again.
They don't.
So they might be hoping for a caution and try to get that lap back if they can, because you know the leaders will probably pit. They can work their way back up to the front. Justin McMahon 2 seconds down behind the leader now, Jamie Horne. I think Chris Simon looks like he is bringing it down pit road here.
Chris Simon currently going to be running in your 16th place. He's going to be 3 laps down currently. Adam Thompson coming over the radio here, letting Eric Anderson know that he's going to be bringing it down pit road this next time by. Interesting strategies out of these guys.
It's a hard thing to do to get it slowed down from the speeds they run all the way to pit road. As you see Adam Thompson lock it up. Hopefully no black flags there for Adam. I mean, you're going 160 miles per hour down to 35.
Yeah, that cannot be fun.
And almost in the middle of turn 4 too, so you're kind of turning into pit road a little bit as you're coming around 3 on the apron and really having to get in the brakes there.
And coming off that steep embankment, you still have to try to hold the wheel as straight as you can, because you know, especially after this last update, if you try to put any sort of serious input into the wheel going into a bank, you're going all the way around.
Yeah, we saw some of that bad luck catch up with Justin McMahon. I believe maybe Colin Millette, maybe Jamie Horne at Atlanta. I think it was, I'm pretty sure it was Atlanta 2 weeks prior. Coming around, caution was coming out at the time, or the cars wrecking in front. They just barely got on the brakes a little bit. Just spun the car on them. And it was like in synchrony too. 3 cars behind each other, just all spinning at the same time.
Yep. I mean, it was almost in perfect harmony, like you said. I mean, it looked like a tilt-a-whirl or something out there, just at 180 miles an hour. Jamie Horne just continues to increase his lead on Justin McMahon. Now 2.3 seconds he's got. Zach Michael going to be sitting in 3rd place, about 4.7 seconds back, and Josh Cully. What?
Justin McMahon misses pit road for the 2nd time tonight. Could not get it slowed down in time, has to stay out the track. He's going to lose a lot of spots from that, a lot of time.
And that could have been a really good stop for him. I didn't hear anything over the radio. I think he's maybe trying to sneaky bring it down just a little bit. Oh, Mike Leftwich trying to get back up onto the track, almost takes out Eric Warman.
Yeah, Leftwich, I don't know if he was trying to pit earlier, and Adam Thompson didn't know, came down right in front of Adam Thompson. Everybody able to get around that pretty easily. Almost a scary situation. Again, could have flipped this race upside down once again with another caution coming out right there.
And just really unfortunate to see that for Justin McMahon. Had such a strong car all night, and it's going to be really, really tough to fully bounce back from this. I mean, we saw there by the time he even got to his stall, he's going to be a lap down. So by the time he's getting it off the pit road, he's probably going to be approaching going 3 laps down. Burns it up to get it back out onto the track.
Going inside the cockpit here with Jamie Horne in that 4-gear setup. And I mean, he is still capping out the RPMs, but it doesn't seem like he's pushing it as hard as we saw him push earlier. Uh-oh.
No.
Oh no, when it rains it pours, man.
Looks like Justin McMahon's slow on the track. Again, just a really crazy time for a caution to come out right as that seems like everyone's trying to get their different pit road strategies sorted out. Another caution flag waves. I believe this is going to be for Justin McMahon.
See if we can get you back here. Coming off of pit road with Justin McMahon. It was just about right here. I believe those bumps are still there. I think it was Jamie that was telling us about them. Cannot find a good camera angle around this corner here. It looks like I'm blocked by every wall in the whole track. And a few bumps there. And just
while you are doing that, looks like Jamie Horne, Tyler Millette, Chris Simon, Josh Cully, Gary Armijo, all brought it down pit road there.
Back up just a little bit. Yeah, that's going to put McMahon 3 laps down.
I think he's still trying to get some stuff repaired.
Seeing some of these cars get the wave around here.
Quick wait for some of those guys that already pitted a few laps ago to get their laps back from those encounters.
Adam Thompson, Gary Queen, Kevin Thompson, Brandon Trush.
Looking like your lineup for when we get this thing back restarted is going to be Jamie Horne taking the high side. Zach Michael on the inside starting second. Josh Cully in third. Starting in third. And he's going to start on the low side. Zach Miller going to take fourth on the high side. Eric Anderson in fifth. Eric Warman in sixth. Adam Gardner in seventh. And that is actually going to be all the lead lap cars, I believe, until things get relined back up here. Green flag racing. 28 laps to go as they cross the stripe right there. Jamie Horne again out to a very impressive jump. Zach Miller able to get a good jump as well. He's going to be in second place. Zach Michael and Josh Cully going to bring up third and fourth.
I haven't really talked a lot about Eric Anderson tonight, but he's out here in sixth place, up 3 spots from where he started at tonight in that Toyota. Not a lot of Toyotas out here on the track, but Eric Anderson has one of them in that 43 machine. He had a good run a few weeks ago. Also good run in the Firecracker 150, I believe it was. I'm trying to get the number right, 150 possibly. That they did here at Doghouse.
We got a third place in one of those Atlanta runs as well. Been a really good couple of weeks for Eric Anderson. He's just running so consistently. And like I said, he's up 3 spots from where he started. Avoided the trouble. Hadn't gone a lap down. Pitted well, and that's a really good recipe for a top 10 finish here in the Group 6 Cup Series.
Meanwhile, we have Zach Miller trying to chase down Jamie Horne in that 98 car. Miller in the 90 in that red Canes car. That's Raising Canes. Never eaten there.
It's pretty good.
I've heard people rave about it. I hear people rave about it.
Yeah, it's good. I wouldn't, I think that Raising Cane's chicken tenders are an excellent vessel for their sauce, which is cane sauce. As opposed to, as a true born and bred Southern boy, I am very partial to Bojangles, but as much as I love my Bojangles honey mustard, if forced to, I could eat Supremes without the sauce.
No water?
Now you're pushing it.
That's tough.
Very thirsty boy. About the healthiest thing I do is that if I don't have a really pushing about a gallon of water a day, my body at this point is just like, yeah, nope, we're not going to function. But something that is functioning very well is Jamie Horne's car, already out to a half a second lead on Zachary Miller. Zach doing a really good job of trying to set up there and hang with him. But Jamie's car just so fast here tonight. Josh Cully looks like he's trying to pull in on Zach Miller, get the second place away from him, see if he can't get up there and have anything for Jamie Horne. John, I know you mentioned, oh, sorry, I was going to say, I know you mentioned earlier that it looks like Jamie's running a 4-gear setup. From the other cars that you've been looking at tonight, is he in the minority or the majority there?
I think it was a good mix. See if we can hop over here to. There's
Oh,
a
caution flag. Adam Thompson is backwards on the track and was in the wall. K Doggy jumping in the chat to say what's up. Good to have you in here. As we get this 4th caution flag here tonight with 20 laps to go. Here in the Group 6 200 at Dover International Speedway.
Yeah, it looks like Adam Thompson just comes out of that turn 4, rides up a little bit too high in front of Kevin Thompson. Kevin Thompson gets squeezed up there on the top side. That's going to spin Kevin Thompson too.
Yeah, unfortunately, probably going to be some pretty unfortunate damage for both of those guys. Adam getting the rear of that car, drug through the wall. Kevin almost looked like he got through it pretty well, but then got turned in and banged that right front fender into the wall. Gonna be really tough to fully bounce back from that.
I think that should be our Miho that gets his lap back there, I believe. If he was not a lap down earlier. Yeah, I think that's him coming around now.
Yep, Gary Armijo is going to get his lap back here. It's going to put him in the 8th position and on the lead lap. Maybe 8 cars on the lead lap for this restart. You're going to have Gary Clune going to be our first car a lap down, and in that lucky dog position, Adam Thompson would have been right up there. I believe he's going to have to bring it down pit road to get some damage repaired. Well, at least not bringing it down this time by anyway.
Yeah, for those at home that are new to the whole iRacing thing, if you are involved in the incident, you do not get the lucky dog spot. It will go to the next person. So I think Adam was in that position, but involved in the incident, and the lucky dog candidate goes to the next person, which in this case, Gary Armijo, who was running up there in 4th earlier this race on that same kind of strategy as Zach Michael, Eric Warman. And there was somebody else up there, and I'm blanking right now who it was.
And it looks like I would have thought they would have.
Sorry.
I would have thought they would have had to get some damage repaired, but it looks like we're gridding back up here, and both Kevin and Adam, look like they're still staying out on the track. Gary Clune going to be in the position to get his lap back in the case of another caution. Looks like it's actually going to be Adam Thompson that would be next there. And then Kevin Thompson and Brandon Trush in 11th and 12th are going to be 2 laps down.
Those front three cars got a really nice jump coming off that corner. Zach Miller, Josh Cully, Jamie Horne. Cully and Miller going at it now with Cully on the high side of that 88 machine.
Only 15 to go here. Lots of racing left to do. Eric Warman looking to make a move around Eric Anderson. Warman trying to get into the top 6, looking very, very fast right now. Look how fast Justin McMahon looks. I mean, unfortunately, caution trouble for him. Now 3 laps down to 13th, but just looks really, really fast out there.
Yeah, Justin McMahon, our featured driver of the night on the thumbnail. To be honest, the featured driver you see on the thumbnails has really no meaning behind it. We don't pick them for any certain reason. I actually have a spreadsheet where I randomly assign drivers to a certain race to make the thumbnail, just to kind of showcase our drivers and their cars. So I know I've been asked before, is that who I think is going to win, or am I putting pressure on a certain drivers? Justin McMahon asked me tonight, but it is just a randomly assigned thing, just trying to show the talent that we have
cars
here.
around. Eric Anderson in the wall.
No caution yet. He's stuck up there. I don't know if he's got to tow.
I don't think he has any steering.
He does. He tows that car. No caution out.
Unfortunate to see Eric Anderson, who's having a really, really good run out here.
Eric Warman jumps up to 3rd place now. Tracking
Eric
down
Warman
Josh Cully.
Eric Warman trying to make his move, and unfortunately another kind of note for someone out there. It looks like Gary Armijo looks like he might have kind of fallen off the pace. He's back in 7th place and is on the lead lap, but he is all the way at the end of the cars that are out there on the track, kind of by himself on an island right now.
Somebody I'm really impressed with too here tonight is Adam Gardner. Was a few laps down earlier, able to bring it back. He's out here in 6th place. He's up 7 spots for the night in that 56 car. And he is whipping around.
He's definitely had to fight through some adversity tonight. Really good job by him. But good jobs. I mean, Jamie Horne already back out to over a 2nd lead on Josh Cully. Eric Warman trying to get up there, battle with him to get that spot away. 4th and 5th is going to be Zach Miller and Zach Michael. I don't think anybody at this point, unless something else happens, I don't think anybody's going to have anything for Jamie Horne. I mean, again, just what a race and what a run from him tonight. Just been at the front wherever we've had green flag racing. He has been out at the front. I believe the only laps that he hasn't led are the ones where he came down pit road, and then we saw such a good run over that green flag, the end of that green flag run by Zach Michael, who was able to keep it out until lap 106.
Yeah, to answer your question about the shifting gears here, I'm looking at Josh Cully inside of his cockpit now. He is actually shifting down to 4th gear through the corners. I believe we saw Jamie Horne earlier keeping it in 4th all the way around. Trying to modulate that throttle to help it rotate out and not hit that wall. Eric Warman on a different strategy, keeping it in 5th gear all the way around. So a lot of unique strategies here with this open setup. Gives the drivers the ability to really create a car that fits their driving style. As you can see on the dashboard right there is Jamie Horne maxing it out there right before the corner.
At 5 laps to go, I know Cully and Warman are trying to do everything that they possibly can to try to get up to Jamie Horne to even give him some competition. But right now, it just seems like Jamie Horne has too good of a car for anyone to try to take this victory away from him. 4 laps to go.
Looks like Zach Michael getting around Zach Miller here. Going to move up into 4th place. He's going to be about a 1.5 seconds, a little over behind Eric Warman.
just seen such crazy speed out of these guys here tonight. When they're able to turn on, they're hitting their marks. I mean, it's just such a noticeable difference in how you're able to negotiate the track and get around.
Yeah, I mean, this isn't a pure rhythm track, I would say. There's different lines you can definitely run here, depending on what you're trying to do, but it is a borderline rhythm track, kind of like Bristol, where you, and Darlington even, you have to hit your marks very consistently in order to keep getting around it. And it's fast, but if you get to a pace and you can get to that good rhythm like Jamie Horne has here tonight, you can definitely make up some time.
100%. We're going to come into 2 laps to go as Jamie Horne crosses the stripe here. Josh Cully started to get a little bit of separation on Eric Warman's, got about 0.4 of a second. But as of right now, not currently able to make up any ground. He's 1.6 seconds back on Jamie Horne, who we are going to see take the white flag here in just a second. Running into a little bit of lap traffic here. He's got Mike Leftwich there on the high side. Jamie Horne goes around on the low side. Josh Cully, again, now up to about a 0.5 second of separation on Eric Warman. As we come around the stripe for the final time, Jamie Horne takes the checkered flag here in the Group 6 200 at Dover International Speedway. What a run by Jamie Horne. Absolutely dominating performance by him. Well done to Jamie Horne. Josh Cully bringing it home in second place, going to be our biggest mover here tonight. Up 17 spots to take that second place position. Eric Warman going to bring it home in third. Zach Michael in fourth. Zach Miller in fifth place. Adam Gardner 6. Gary Armijo 7. Gary Clune 8. Adam Thompson 9. And Brandon Trush 10. And that is going to make up your top 10 here in the Group 6 200 at Dover International Speedway. And Jamie Horne is going to put his nose in the wall and burn it down. Celebration for Jamie Horne as he gives the crowd a show, just burning it down. Past the checkered flag, past the booth on the opposite side, and throws in a few donuts for good measure.
Man, what a race for those guys there. Jamie Horne able to pull away just like he did on Tuesday night, just like he did last week at Sonoma, and really put on a show. Got Kathy Trush in the comments. Congrats to 98. Unfortunately, Brandon Trush falling back just a little bit off his good run last week, finishing second. He's going to finish 10th here tonight, up 6 spots from where he started. Second place goes to Josh Cully. Up 17 spots. He is your biggest mover, and Eric Warman making that push there at the end to grab third place. We're going to try to chase down some of these guys and get them up here in the booth for interviews. See if we can get anybody coming up here. I know it might take them just a second to get everything settled away here. We will be right back as we try to get these guys up here. And coming back here, I do have Eric Warman coming up here to the booth. Eric, you got a copy of this up here? Hey man, well, congrats on tonight. Third place finish. Had a good push there at the very end to get around some cars and put you into that podium position. Tell us about that final run there and what you were seeing.
Well, might as well take a chance, see what happens. And praise the Lord, we came up P3.
Absolutely, man. There was a lot of cars that went down a few laps. Um, I don't think you were ever really victim to that. Were you ever nervous about the cycle? I know you had that strategy of maybe staying out and seeing how long you could last out there. Talk to us about that strategy of staying out, saving fuel from probably like lap 100, I think is when you pitted.
Well, I think it was like 102, but honestly, I wasn't saving fuel. You could run that like over 100 laps with the fuel load we had. It was more about saving tires, which I've tested all week, and the most I ever got was 70 laps. So to make it 102, because when I went down to pit road at 103, I got the meatball flag saying I blew a tire.
Yeah, I remember you saying something about that in the Discord earlier this week about how like tires were blowing and stuff like that here. Were you worried? Was that in your head at all as you were coming around this track?
Oh yeah, I was kind of trying to pay attention to the spotter. Um, Usually on the second call for the spotter, you had like 2 laps, and then you had the meatball flag or blown tire. That's what it was kind of representing. Uh, like I said, I got it right when I was heading into pit road, so praise the Lord for that.
Hey, you had it figured out though, man. It was a really good run there at the end, exciting to watch as you kind of push through some traffic there to get that P3 spot. But heading over to Indianapolis Motor Speedway next week, what is your thoughts on Indy?
It's going to be a tough track to pass on. The aero, just like in everywhere with this new package, is just well, it's hard to pass. You got to really kind of work at it, and you got to bide your time and just try to figure out where to go. I ran an NIS race last night. Was running in the top 10, and then we got taken 4 wide down the back stretch after halfway, and then got wrecked out. So hoping to get a little bit more practice in this week before the officials go.
Well, congrats again on third place tonight. It's a good run for you. Good points runs. We're coming up here to playoffs pretty soon in the next month and a half, I believe. But before I let you go, any sponsors or shout outs you would like to give?
Oh yeah, I got to thank the Lord Jesus Christ as our Lord and Savior. Got to thank my wife, our kids, you guys up in the booth, the league. Thoughts and prayers go out to Daniel. Though he's still kind of healing up, and yeah, I want to thank all the sponsors for the league. I'll be honest with you, I don't remember what they all are, but I guess I need to work on that a little bit.
Yeah, man. I hope to see you up here next week again. Maybe we can get you a list to get those sponsors down. See you up here next week. Hopefully, get another podium finish. Maybe get you a first place finish next week at Indy.
That'd be nice, but make sure you give Jamie that list too, because he's really needed it.
Oh yeah, we've talked about it. All right, man. Well, have a good night. Congrats again.
Yeah, you guys as well.
That is going to be Eric Warman finishing in third place tonight here at Dover. Up next, I do have your second place finisher in the booth now in Josh Cully. See if we can drag him up. Josh, you got a copy with us in the booth?
Hey, how you doing?
Good, man. That was a fantastic run for you there tonight. Up 17 spots. You are our biggest mover. Tell us about the strategy coming into the race. I know we don't see you qualify much, but I'll expect you to be at the front. Tell us about that strategy and how it's been working for you this season.
Yeah, I just try to save my stuff, really. That first run, I did a really good job of saving. And then the next 2 runs, I was really good for, I don't know, 10, 15 laps. And then I would just equalize with everybody. So the first run, I just took it real easy and kind of worked my way up in the top 10. And then after that, I tried to gain spots when I got the opportunity on the restarts. And I could gain a few spots, and then I'd kind of level out. And next caution, I'd get a couple more. I thought I had something for Jamie there, but I just ran out of right front tires. So it was fun.
Yeah, we just got done talking to Eric Warman about some of his tire strategy and tire play there. Um, Tell us about the tires here. Which one was wearing for you more? Do you feel like you were pushing it too hard into a corner, too hard out of a corner?
If you overdrove the entry, you really hurt the right front. So I was trying to lay up in the entry and then get a good run on the straight run off on the exit. So, and that seemed to work. But, but to be honest, man, the last pit stop I was down to like 4% on the right front. And the time before that it was like 18. So definitely my setup was a right front killer, but it was stable, so that what made it drivable.
Absolutely. And going back to your setup here, we did pop into a few cockpit cams, and everybody seemed to have a different gear setup for what they're running tonight. We saw you were downshifting to fourth gear. A lot of people were staying in fifth the whole time, maybe to save fuel. I think Jamie was staying in fourth the whole time. Tell us about that decision and shifting gears here at this track.
Once the tire wear came in, like I could run fifth the whole lap if I, went in high and cut down low. I'd fresh tires. I could hold the speed to run fifth, and then like, get 20 or 30 laps into it. And I had to downshift because I was starting to get an understeer. So I downshift to use the engine to kind of turn the car and then get up off the corner. But that's what I noticed was once you started having understeer, it was pretty much when you had to start shifting.
Absolutely. Seemed like it worked out very well for you here tonight. Heading to Indy next week. How do you feel about Indy?
I actually love Indy, so I'm feeling good about it. One of my favorite tracks. So I don't know if I can get the groove and get the feel, then I think we'll do well.
Do you think you'll qualify next week?
Probably not, but there's a possibility. I don't know. I don't like being up in that mess at the beginning, and I like to let those guys race hard and kind of work my way up and end up where I should be, kind of deal, instead of holding people up. I like being on offense more than defense, so I
Oh
just
yeah.
do that to make it fun.
Yeah, I'm not knocking you for it, man. It's a strategy that seems to work. Something you're obviously skilled enough to do, man. It's makes for fun watching up here at least, and something to talk about for us every week. So, looking forward to seeing it at Indy, and hopefully we can get you back in the booth next week.
Yeah, I'm gonna do what I can to get there. So hopefully we'll see you guys soon. I appreciate you guys doing the broadcast, and Jamie and Daniel for everything they do. And it's a fun league. It's fun racing when you can have green flag pit stops, and that's pretty normal here. So that's a good time.
Oh yeah, yes sir. And don't let me forget any other sponsors or shout outs you would like to give before I let you go here.
No, just thank my wife for letting me go race on this thing all the time, and yeah, just you guys and Loud Pedal Racing and Doghouse Racing League.
Yes sir. Well, congrats again on second place tonight. Have a good weekend, and we'll see you back next week.
All right, guys, appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, have a good one.
Sure.
It's going to be Josh Cully finishing second place tonight. Always starting in the back, ending up in the front. I mean, I'm not knocking him for it. I mean, he's got the skill to do it. I feel bad because I almost didn't ask him for sponsor or shout outs. And if he didn't thank his wife for this, I don't know what would have happened later on tonight. So glad I remembered and got around to it. But coming up next, we do have your winner in Jamie Horne. Pulling up here to the booth. Jamie, you got a copy with us?
Yes, sir, I do.
Well, congrats, man. This is 2 weeks in a row at a road course and then one of the smaller tracks on the NASCAR circuit. Big transition from a road course to this. Tell us about the race tonight, kind of how the race went with the caution flags coming out. Did it mess up your strategy at all?
Yeah, it was definitely a fun race. The second half of the race, after I seen everybody made it, I think Brad had 100 laps on that first run. I mean, not everybody, but a good majority of everybody. I was like, man, I'm gonna try to do that the second run because after I pitted before the second stage in, I could never catch everybody. Like I, I felt like I was running faster, but I wasn't catching them, and I knew if I pitted, later in the run at lap 125 or 150, I just don't think I could have um, been able to come back and get the lead back. So I knew I was going to try to run long on that second stint, and I believe it was going to work out good. Had a comfortable lead, and then the caution come out. I definitely didn't want to see that. And then caution or two after that. I mean, every time you get a caution, it's kind of nerve wracking because with a restart, you can make a mistake, somebody else can make a mistake. You just never know what's going to happen. So I was trying to get out and get a good jump and get in front of everybody as fast as I could on those restarts.
You look really good out there the whole race. I did want to ask because I did notice kind of a pattern. I didn't really talk about much on the broadcast, but every time the sun seemed to come out around turn 3, some drivers would get a little faster, some would get a little slower. Do you think the environment had anything to do with the track tonight and how it handled?
Oh, definitely. I don't know if you noticed at the start, I wasn't going to race Justin real hard at the start of the race because I knew tire wear was going to be a huge factor here, and so I was going to let him go. And whenever I decided to start pushing it some, and I run him back down, and then whenever I got behind him, I got real tight and ended up hitting the wall one time. And then when Kevin Thompson got around me, I got even tighter. And then I noticed when the sun would come out, I would actually start um, getting a little freer so I could drive better. But then when the sun go back down, then I'd get real tight again. And I was running a little bit tighter setup. And so the first pit we did, I had to make some adjustments and loosen the car up, and that really helped it and brought it to life for me at least. And after that, the rest of the race it felt great with the sun out or the sun down. So I kind of made a few adjustments and adapted, and it was good.
And speaking of setup too, and the moisture and the humidity that was out there tonight, I saw you running pretty much a 4-gear setup almost the entire race. A little unique from everybody else. Was that a factor going into maybe like gas, trying to save some gas, or not save some gas, but try to get a little more speed and waste a little more gas this week, or how was that played out?
So the setup I had, the setup builder, they said to run, shifting to fifth and back and forth for about the first 10 laps, and then after about 10 laps, you could just stay in fourth. So that's what I was doing. Is I actually had to running shifting up to fifth, probably about 15 laps, especially whenever I was behind a car. I guess a little bit of draft or something, and I was having to shift a little bit longer. But after that, I would just stay in fourth, and it's kind of where it seemed like I was kind of start running everybody back down a little bit is whenever I started staying in fourth, and I don't know if they were in fifth or shifting still, but yeah, mine that's the way mine was set up was to mainly run fourth.
Oh yeah, definitely a mixed bag here tonight. I try to jump in a few different cockpits. Some people staying in fifth the whole time. Some people shifting throughout the most of the race, I should say. But yeah, we saw yours a little bit different, running out front, staying in fourth gear that whole time, and I didn't know if the fuel strategy would come into play, staying in fourth that long. But obviously a great setup. So shout out to your setup builder there. But going to Indy next week, what is your thoughts on Indy? We went from a road course, small track, now one of the bigger tracks.
So I like Indy a lot. I've only actually run it once, and that was last season. I think I finished fourth, fifth, sixth, somewhere around there last season, and I put some practice in, and I think we'll be pretty good. I'm not gonna say I'll probably be a winning car, but if I'm top 5 or 10 there, I'll be happy. Like I said, I've only run it once, other than when we played around that time in Indy cars, but but I like the track. It's a fun track. It's gonna be fast. We'll see what this new tire model does there. I watched the Coach Series race last night there, and a mix of strategies and tire wear seemed to be a huge factor there. So we'll see. I'm looking forward to it. Dover is one of my favorite tracks, which I like any shorter track. That's kind of what I really like to do. So yeah, we'll see. I think we'll be good, and I think there'll be some other guys that'll be really good, and maybe have a good fun race. It was a fun race this week. We had some good battles, so I enjoyed it.
Absolutely, man. Well, last week we told you to get your list ready for sponsorship reads. I hope you did it. Any sponsors or shout outs you want to give?
So uh, before I even start, I was looking for our list. I thought we sent one to you in the broadcast chat one time, but I guess not. So I'm gonna give this a shot off the whim again. So shout out to y'all for the broadcast. Group 6 for sponsoring this series, Trackside NASCAR Outlet, Butt Kicker, SSR Designs, Nap Daddy Racing, Auto Pros. I think I hit them all that time. If not, anybody else I left off, I don't think I did this time. Shout out to my teammates on both ESR and LPR for all the practice we put in and effort we do to try to bring good fast cars to the track each week. Everybody in the league, shout out to them. Great group of guys that love racing with them. And shout out to my mom.
There it is.
Hey, I didn't say thank you for having me. So
Yeah, was waiting for that one to come around, man. But love the moms of Doghouse. I almost messed that up earlier and said the dogs of Mom House, which again, that's a different league. You got to pay a little bit for, but yeah, shout out to all the moms watching out there and appreciate what they do, man. Appreciate what you do for the league too, running admin and helping out with the league and giving us a show every single week. So congrats on first tonight and looking forward to seeing you again next week, man.
All right, thank you. Y'all have a good night.
Yes, sir. Have a good one.
Good man.
And that's going to be Jamie Horne, winner here tonight at Dover for the Group 6 200. Winner 2 straight, actually, after picking up that win last week at Sonoma. So, he's going to solidify himself in the points as I'm trying to pull up the points right here for you. Meant to do it earlier in the race, but couldn't find a good time to do it. But Jamie Horne's going to
Too much action.
Yeah, going to keep moving up in the points, holding on to that first place spot. Andrew St. Cyr, who is not with us tonight, probably going to fall back a little bit. Kevin Thompson in third. Eric Borman building his case for that top 3 there this week. Justin McMahon in 5th place. Gary Clune in 6th. Chris Simon 7th. Seth Fitzpatrick, haven't seen him in a few races here. He might keep falling down. Adam Thompson 9th. And Adam Gardner in 10th place. And that was coming into this race, so bound to be a good old points shake-up past this. But I do want to pull up also our results from the night. I know we kind of hit it earlier, but finishing off tonight, first place, you're going to have Jamie Horne as your winner. Second place is going to go to Josh Cully, running that very fast car from the back to the front, getting it done like he always does. Another guy that's really famous for that in the Doghouse Racing League, Eric Foreman, finishing 3rd place. Zach Michael in 4th place. Had a fast car tonight. Teammate Zach Miller in 5th place. Adam Gardner 6th. Gary Armijo in 7th. And he's up 10 spots tonight for our second biggest mover. Gary Clune going to finish in 8th. Adam Thompson 9th. Brandon Trush in 10th. Kevin Thompson 11th. Justin McMahon 12th place after that good run. Unfortunate pit road exit and entry there. Kind of set him back 3 laps. Connor Millette 13th. Stephen Bonomo 14th. Chris Simon 15th. Aaron Anderson 16th. Mike Leffler 17th. 18th is going to go to Ray Rittenhour. I'm hoping I'm saying that right. 19th.
This is the second.
The second. Bill Gentry in 19th. Tony Martin 20th. Joe McKnight 21st. Michael McDowell and Mark Dumont are going to round out your field tonight. But before we head out of here, I do want to take the time to let Hunter thank the sponsors one more time for us.
Again, just first of all, thank you to everyone who joined with us tonight. Really great viewership night. Nice to have all the comments in there. So first and foremost, shout out to everybody that tunes in every week. That's what makes this whole thing possible. It makes it fun for us to be up here. So thank you for joining us again for the Group 6 Cup Series here on Thursday night, and for the Group 6 200 here at Dover International. Group 6 stepping up to not only be our series sponsor, but also for the race here tonight. Group 6 is a leading creative agency, and they are passionate about crafting cutting-edge websites, developing dynamic web solutions, and providing top-tier managed hosting services. Their mission is to help businesses of all sizes enhance their online presence. Explore their wide range of services at group6inc.com and see how they can drive your digital success. Special thanks again to Group 6 for being our series and race sponsor. Doghouse Racing League is also very proud to be sponsored by Shoney's. Shoney's is open daily for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Stop by one of their West Virginia locations to try their freshly prepared legendary breakfast bar. and take home a whole strawberry pie. Shoney's delicious food and friendly service since 1947. Also, a huge shout out to Butt Kicker for being a long-time sponsor and supporter of the Doghouse Racing League. If you want to take your iRacing or racing simulator experience to the next level with the best in racing haptics, be sure to head on over to their website at thebuttkicker.com and pick yourself up something today. Promise you, you will not regret it. We appreciate them again for being such a long-time supporter and sponsor. And then our little shameless self-plug that we get to do at the end of every race. For those that don't know, myself and John make up a company called Nap Daddy Racing, or Nap Daddy Broadcasting in this case. Nap Daddy Racing was started last year, 2024, originally just as an iRacing design shop. Now we try to be your one-stop shop for all things iRacing. Check us out on our website, napdaddyracing.com, KNAPPDADDYRACING.com, for all sorts of custom designs, templates, logos, anything you can imagine. We can get it made for you over there. Also got some free templates up there that you can go pick up. Lots more to come over there here very soon as well. Try to get some cameras on there for your own streams, things like that. But you can catch us every single Thursday night here in the Group 6 Cup Series. You can also catch us on Monday nights for some new upcoming exciting stuff for another league. And then we try to get on TikTok and jabber whenever we can. So be sure to check us out over there. We really appreciate it. Appreciate everyone for letting us be up here in the booth here tonight, and appreciate the Doghouse Racing League and the Group 6 Cup Series for having us out.
That was good. That was really good.
Thank you. I tried.
Well, that's going to do it for us here tonight at Dover. Special thanks to our sponsor, Group 6, for putting this thing on. Group 6 Inc. And this is the Group 6 200 here at Dover. Yeah, it's a good race. I love a good short track racing. You know me, I'd be very partial to these shorter tracks that require a lot of input, a lot of thought, a lot of finesse as you get through it. And I mean, Indianapolis is a big track, but it still requires a lot of input coming into those corners that are shaped almost like 90-degree angles coming around there. So definitely going to be a fun one. It's one that I look forward to every single year. I cannot wait to get out there and get to it. But if you are interested in more racing action, you can check out the Doghouse Tuesday night series here, or not here actually, on Intensity Broadcasting on YouTube. That is going to be at 8 p.m. on Tuesday nights, racing the ARCA cars. Cannot tell you where they are going next. I mean, I should probably know since I am racing in it, but well, I don't know. We'll figure it out. But yeah, Tuesday nights, 8 o'clock, Intensity Broadcasting. I'm going to tell you right now where they're going, actually, before I let this one go. It's going to be at Iowa. Yeah, that's a fun track to run at. Yeah, that's going to be a lot of fun there at Iowa for the Trackside NASCAR Outlet 95 there. And if you want to see more racing action on Thursday nights, we'll be right back here next week, 7:45 on Doghouse Racing TV. And that's going to be at Indianapolis Motor Speedway for the Beast Mode 200 out there. Going to be a good time. But we appreciate everybody spending their Thursday night with us, hanging out, dropping comments. Make sure you subscribe to this channel here so you can keep up with all of Doghouse news and events and races coming up. But with that said, hope to see you next week. For the last time, I've been John.
Been Hunter.
And we will see you guys next time.
Take care, everybody. Thompson and St. Cour side by side, racing it out. Who has the faster car to finish this thing? St. Cour is gonna bring it home in first. What a race at the end of that thing. Caution, caution, caution. Come around the corner. Jamie Horne is going to be your winner here at the Mars Properties 200.